continuing to nest in preparation for baby's arrival. And this week we are focusing on some nourishing meals that we can freeze and have for the first few weeks postpartum. To be honest, my husband cooks 99.9% of our meals. Typically, you'll just find me making bread or a fun dessert here and there. But cooking from scratch meals is something I personally want to get more experience with this year. I thought having a few nutritious meals made ahead of time and frozen would help alleviate some of the initial adjustment of having a newborn for both me and my husband, by neither one of us having to think about food or even running to the grocery store right away. I'm actually starting with making a crusty loaf of bread. This one is not sourdough. It's actually just bread flour, water, yeast, and salt. I was able to make this super last minute for a dinner this week, and while I prefer the benefits of sourdough, I like how quickly I could whip this loaf together, and it was so yummy. I will link the recipe down below if you're interested, but it only took a couple hours from start to finish, and it's perfect if you weren't planning to make a loaf of bread in advance but need one as soon as possible. While I'm waiting for my dough to rise, I'm going to switch gears and actually make some lactation cookies. I've heard a ton about lactation cookies and the benefits of foods that help with lactation, such as oats and flax seeds, just to name a couple. So I found this recipe that includes one egg white, butter, oats, flaxseed, chocolate chips, flour, coconut oil, cinnamon, salt, baking soda, and baking powder. And I also added some chia seeds and coconut flakes as well. And let me tell you, I tried one just because it was falling apart after baking it, and it was so delicious. I went ahead and filled a freezer bag of these so that I could have them every so often postpartum. And while definitely not necessary, they are very good. And if you are postpartum or know a mom who is, I highly recommend these. I will also link this recipe down below in the description box as well. As for the actual meals, my husband and I have been going to the grocery store once a week and buying enough ingredients to make 2 batches of each freezer meal. So for example, last week my husband made chili. We are not afraid of leftovers, so we like to make meals that last easily 2 or 3 nights for dinners. and then we can either have them for dinner or we can eat them for lunch the next couple of days. So when we're at the grocery store, we just bought enough chili ingredients to make chili for 3 or 4 nights, and then another batch so that we have 4 to 5 meals worth of chili for postpartum that we can freeze. This week we added beef stew to the menu, and my husband also made a double batch, so we had enough beef stew for about 5 nights of dinners and lunches, frozen as well. Something you may not know about our family is we try to eliminate as many harmful chemicals as we can from our home, including our cleaning supplies, personal care products, etc. So I'm honestly not a huge fan of storing my food in plastic freezer bags, even though these ones are BPA free. But I honestly didn't know how else to store these meals since they're soups. So if you have any safer alternatives for future reference, I'd love it if you would leave them in the comments down below. I also went ahead in my freezer and cleared out 2 sections specifically for postpartum meals. That way we can easily grab them when we need them. And I also had previously made some of these protein oat balls that I have in here as well that we can grab if we need something quick and easy. I'm still debating if I want to make any other dinners or maybe a breakfast meal option. I've heard many moms recommend breakfast burritos, saying that they're very handy for postpartum. So if you think that I should make those, let me know in the comments down below. Or if you think, 2 weeks of freezer meals is enough, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts down below. And I'll see you guys soon.